Good evening, guys. It's Stephen here, back with another video. City have just beat Slovan Bratislava 4-0 away in the Champions League. As you can see, I'm not in my studio. I'm tired today, so I just thought I'd sit on my sofa, do a video, old school style, and talk about the game for 10 minutes or so. Because I don't think there's loads to talk about tonight. There were obviously little narratives floating around here and there, and I'm naturally buzzing that my boy Mcatee'S got a goal tonight. His first ever Manchester City official goal, and it came in the Champions League. That is football heritage right there. And there's obviously Phil Foden's return to form and all that kind of stuff, but it wasn't a night that we're going to remember. You probably will remember it, but you'll go, oh, do you remember that game when we played Slovan Bratislava? And I think was that Mcatee'S first goal? That level game, 6 years from now, and you'll recognise the highlights when it comes around, but you won't remember it a month from now. We'll move on from it, because ultimately this game was very much City going through the motions and getting the job done, and we did get the job done, so no real complaints. I can't sit here and tell you it was an excellent game of football. It wasn't. If I'm being totally critical, I feel like City were a little bit sloppy at times. I think Pep would probably have similar words to say about their pass and shot choice every now and then. Shot choice? Pass and shot choice. I told you I was tired. Every now and then. Because it wasn't always precise, as we come to expect from Manchester City side. But don't get me wrong, it was as good as it needed to be. It was a 6 out of 10 performance, even though it was 4-0. That could have been 10. If City really wanted that could have been a 10-0 result pretty easily. It felt like we were playing a League Two kind of side, if we're being honest. Maybe a bit higher, maybe a bit less. But either way, the commentator said it best when their highest ever transfer fee was €1 million, and I think they broke the 500k barrier a handful of times at most. There was a massive gulf between these sides, not just in quality and in every single sense. And obviously it was nice to see as well, from a City perspective, Vladdy Weiss was one of the first players I ever actually fell in love with from an academy perspective. I remember seeing him in the FA Youth Cup final team in 2008. I was there at the Etihad with my dad, and that sort of definitely ignited my love of going to academy games, and seeing Vladdy Weiss back linked to Manchester City again with his dad as the manager as well of Bratislava. It was nice, man. I saw him chatting to Pep afterwards. It was just lovely to see. But the game itself anyway, let's talk about it a little bit. Of course, the goal came from Gundogan. Gundogan as Manchester City captain scoring a volley goal. That feels familiar, doesn't it? Look, it wasn't a great goal. Volley deflected into the far corner. Keeper had no chance. The second was from Phil Foden, his first of the season. Jeremy Doku, I think it was, he picked him out. Beautiful finish. He opened his body up from just inside the area, killed it into the far corner. I feel wanted about 10 tonight. He really did. He kept going for it. It never happened for him to get a second, but lovely goal. It took a while to actually get the third goal in the end. Of course, it came from Erling Haaland. I suspected it would have been more than 2 at half time, by the way. It just didn't happen. Haaland got his goal to have 42 goals in 41 Champions League games. I think he tied tonight with Alessandro Del Piero, which is absolutely ridiculous, by the way. A play of that quality. It was a beautiful goal as well. Rico Lewis picked his head up, played a De Bruyne-esque through ball. Honestly, perfectly weighted. And I know that the defence parted like Moses parted the sea, for crying out loud, but it was a beautiful pass anyway. Rico really read the run of Haaland, who went around the keeper with no problem, put it in the back of the net. And the fourth goal, my favourite goal of the night. Look, that was a goal built at the CFA, scored in the Champions League. Rico to Foden. Foden dinked it over to Mcatee'S, who finished with precision into the bottom corner. A lovely little finish and a delightful goal as well. Genuinely beautiful football, intricate, technical, a great goal. And it's great to see Mcatee'S scoring. Look, I'm a big fan of Mcatee'S. As you guys know, if you've followed me for a long time, I think he's a really smart footballer, loads of quality, and I still feel like there's a potential path for Mcatee'S there with a little bit of luck. I'm not stupid. It's going to take luck. It's going to take focus and hard work and all the usual stuff. But look, we haven't got a lot of great goal scorers in this team, and Mcatee'S does know his way around a goal. I've seen him score plenty of goals through the EDS sides over the years and the under-18 sides, and for England at youth level, and for Sheffield United, to be fair. So Mcatee'S a goal scorer, and he got his goal tonight, and I'm more than happy for him. Half an hour of football, I thought he was decent the other night as well when he played. Look, I think Mcatee'S, if he hangs around and he gets 15 to 20 appearances this season for arguably the best side in the world, that's not that bad, man. As he learns and as he progresses, hopefully he'll get more chances. But yeah, I was buzzing for him. Absolutely worth. I thought he was great. Great to see him get his goal. Look, other than that, though, really, look, I'll go through the individuals. Taker had nothing to do. Defensively, I can't really talk to you about what Akanji or Stones could have scored a couple of goals, a couple of headers, that nearly went in. Rico Lewis, of course, started nominally at right back, but Rico was everywhere. I don't know how he didn't score. I think he felt like he was involved in loads of chances as well. Beautiful assist. Rico was absolutely excellent as always. Rico is just so lively. He plays every game as if it's the most important game he'll ever play. I love the energy and commitment for Rico Lewis. Who else? Vardiol, just linking up nicely. I thought Savinho didn't really massively get into the game on the left. You can tell it's not his ideal role. Still fine, don't get me wrong. But against that opposition and that level, you'd think he would do a little bit more. Didn't work for him. I saw people being a bit divisive about Doku online. I don't know why. I thought Doku had his man on toast every single time he got the ball and created. I'd love to see how many chances he created, but he felt like he created about 10, Doku. He was easily our biggest threat, I would argue, in terms of creativity. And he just kept running at his man. I don't know how much I love him on the right, even though he was very effective. So I'm not sure it'd work quite as well at a different level. But still, he did his job tonight and it was more than good enough. Likewise, Haaland through the middle. Haaland is, in games like this, if he doesn't get the ball, it's hard for him. He had a few chances though. He had a header that Nunes picked out. He had a chance early on which he dragged wide of his right foot from Rico. Then of course he got his goal. He looked a bit frustrated. I feel like the game sort of went very training groundy very early on. I got the impression Haaland didn't want that. He wanted his goal tally up tonight. And people like him, when they have that hunger for goals and that they have that legacy, sense of a legacy. He understands that nights like tonight could be the ones where he gets 4 or 5 goals if City turn up and feed him, and he didn't get that tonight. So I sensed visible frustration there, and it is what it is, but it doesn't matter. He was okay, fine. Phil slowly finding his way back into form. Probably 2 or 3 too many shots, I would argue. He took quite a lot of shots tonight, Phil. But of course, he did get a beautiful assist for 𝙤𝙬𝙨𝙩𝙬. He scored a great goal as well. Goal and assist for Phil. And he did create a couple more chances as well. Maybe could have had 1 or 2 more himself by putting the ball in the back of the net. A couple more times. But I look, it's good to see Phil get some more minutes under his belt, get that rhythm back and show what a goal threat he is. I'm more than happy to see him get another run out. Gundogan, he is still not fully back to his best. He got his goal, of course, as he always sort of does. Nice movement and all that. I still think he's a little bit sloppy, Gundogan. I'm sure it'll come. I mean, Guardiola understands that. It's just rhythm. It's just getting into that flow, getting going again, the pace of this Manchester City side. I'm sure it'll come. Nunes, look, I don't know about Nunes. You guys know my opinion on Nunes. If this was his chance to audition tonight, I don't think he passed the audition, unfortunately. I don't think he was bad as such, but he did actually create a good chance for Rico Lewis with a nice pass, and I think there was one decent cross for Haaland as well. But this is a really low-level side, and I think a couple of times where he should have played Savinho in, but he took a shot, and he was okay, he was fine, but he's going to have to be more than that. I still feel he's not technical enough or smart enough to make it as a Manchester City player. It's a backup, sure, but he's got a long way to go, and I'm not hating on him here. People think I've got some Nunes agenda. Do you realise I'm too old to have an agenda for any player? I'm not like you 17-year-old kids on Twitter who have an agenda because your favourite player is so-and-so and you've chosen that. So anyone who encroaches onto that position threatens you. I'm 39 years old. The only way, it benefits me for every City player to be brilliant as a Manchester City content creator. I want them all to be brilliant. I want Nunes to be amazing. I don't want the guy in the mid-20s to not be great and have to rely on the guys in the 30s. I don't want that. I want Nunes to be brilliant. I just don't see it yet. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I hope it happens, but I still see an average player, a good footballer, but an average Man City player, I would argue. We will see. The substitutions who came on, Kyle Walker, obviously McAtee, we chatted about him. Jack Grealish had nothing much to do. Look, I don't know, not much to talk about there. Look, from McAtee, to me, it was the biggest takeaway of the night. I'm buzzing for 𝙤𝙬𝙨𝙯𝙬, a really smart footballer. It really, really, really will take a lot of work for him, but I do think he's got the quality there. We need to give him time. We need to be patient about 𝙤𝙬𝙨𝙯𝙬. I love the lad. I feel like he's got so much ability. For me, personally, I'm more comfortable with him on the pitch than I am Nunes. I think he's more Man City. I think his little one-touch passes, his movement, his understanding of space, it's so much more Man City. You can tell. I don't think it's a coincidence that his first ever goal came from Rico Lewis and Phil Foden linking up with him. I think he's been trained in that sort of that movement and that philosophy that it just comes instinctively for him. But this game overall, anyway, look, this was not a memorable one. It was a bit sloppy every now and then. We had all the ball. It was a training game, and it was a nice little game to get out of the way ahead of the weekend against Fulham because, you know, not too strenuous, nice vibes. They weren't very kicky or anything like that. It was, you know, Mcatee'S got his first goal, buzzing for him. Rico Lewis cracked on. Haaland got another goal. Phil played some more minutes. And, yeah, it was decent. It was a little run out. Look, once again, this is just a quick little video. I couldn't be arsed going live tonight because I'm knackered. I feel a bit tired today. I'm sure I'll go live tomorrow with 5 things that we learned sometime around lunchtime. I will do that. For now, though, that was fun. If not memorable, fun. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Give the video a like if you enjoyed these thoughts or you enjoy watching me talk about Man City. Subscribe if you enjoy it too. Thanks very much. Good night.